Hey everyone, it's Mr. G again. I'm going to do a read along for our science text or our science assignment. It's Unit 2, Lesson 3. Today we are going to be looking at pages 61 and 62. And then your assignment will be page 63, which you'll take a picture of and submit it on Canvas. All right. So if you are not on page 61 of that PDF that I have posted on Canvas, pause this video and get that pulled up now. Okay, you should have page 61 pulled up, and it starts with text with notes number 2, how islands form. I love islands. When you think of an island, you may picture a sandy area with a palm tree surrounded by water. Islands are surrounded by water, but they are not always sandy, nor have palm trees. Manhattan is an island covered with tall buildings. There are 4 kinds of islands, and they form in different ways. Just in case you guys didn't know, Manhattan is like in the middle of New York City. Okay, the first kind of island we're talking about here are called continental islands. A continental island forms when a chunk of land breaks off from a continent, a major landmass. These pieces become an island. Continental islands form when the hydrosphere and geosphere interact. Greenland, Earth's largest island, formed in this way millions of years ago. Continental islands can also form when changes in sea level occur. Thousands of years ago, the northern part of the Earth was covered with glaciers. Sea level was much lower than it is today, and as Earth warmed, the glaciers began to melt and the sea level rose. The ocean covered some of the low-lying land, creating continental islands. Great Britain was formed in this way. It was once part of mainland Europe. And again, Great Britain is like the islands that are made up of like England and Scotland and Ireland. I might be a little off there. If I am, let me know. Okay, the next kind of islands we're talking about are called volcanic islands. Volcanic islands. There are volcanoes on the ocean floor that erupt to release lava that hardens on the ocean's floor. When a volcano erupts over and over again, layers of lava build up until it appears above the water and an island is formed. Lava is molten rock, which means like melted rock, from the Earth's mantle that reaches the Earth's surface. Thus, volcanic islands form when the hydrosphere and geosphere interact. Volcanic islands are made of igneous rock. The islands of Hawaii are volcanic islands. On the bottom of page 61, there is a picture of the Hawaiian Islands right there, and the caption reads, "The Hawaiian Islands were formed, when underwater volcanoes erupted. Layers of lava stacked on top of each other until they formed the islands you see today." Pretty wild to think that one of our states is a bunch of volcanoes. All right, now we're on page 62, and we're on the third kind of island, and that's called barrier islands. Barrier islands. Barrier islands also form by the interaction of the hydrosphere and geosphere. They are narrow islands that form near coastlines when ocean currents deposit piles of sand and other sediments. Eventually, the piles rise above the water's surface and become islands. Barrier islands act to protect the coast from ocean waves and wind during storms. Barrier islands can also form in rivers when sediments are deposited. Barrier islands can also form when glaciers melt. The sea level rises and floods areas around sand dunes, creating sandy islands. The Outer Banks along the southeastern coast of the United States formed this way. Glaciers pick up rock, soil, and gravel as they move over land. This material piles up when a glacier melts. The piles are surrounded by water as sea level rises. All right, and our final kind of island are called coral islands. Get a little drink of water here. Coral islands. Coral islands. Coral islands form when the biosphere and hydrosphere interact. Tiny sea animals called coral live in warm ocean water. Corals produce hard skeletons made of limestone outside their bodies that are similar to the shells of clams. Oh my. Corals live in large colonies that contain thousands of organisms. A coral colony forms a huge limestone reef on the ocean floor. As corals reproduce, the reef grows larger. It grows upward in layers until it breaks through the water's surface. A coral island is formed. Coral islands are made mostly of limestone, but sand and other kinds of rock may be included. The islands of the Bahamas and the Florida Keys in the Atlantic Ocean are coral islands. And the picture down below is like a beautiful patch of islands, coral islands. And the caption reads, "The Florida Keys are coral islands. You can see much of the submerged coral reef through the clear water." Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you will be doing page 63 as your assignment here. It says explain how different Earth systems can interact to form islands. Include at least two of these terms, biosphere, hydrosphere, and geosphere, and then include a direct quote from the student text. So again, kind of like using that race strategy, we're going to use a direct quote to help support your answer there. Okay, so a lot of these have the hydrosphere and the geosphere interacting, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then those coral islands also have the biosphere in there. All right, good luck everyone, and I'll talk to you later.